This video is going to be slightly different from most of the content that I make, and I really just want to do a video in memory of my mother. And it's my mum's funeral today. That's why I'm over here in Northumberland. And I think it's safe to say everybody obviously has a massively warm heart towards their mum, but I think it's safe to say that my mum was one of the kindest, most gentle, genuine people that I ever knew. And she always had my back, and I'm sure we could all say the same thing. Well, most people could say the same thing. A mother's love is completely unique, and my mother cared way and above and beyond anything that I deserve, for sure. And she always had my back. It didn't matter what I'd done or how much trouble I got myself into. She always said, oh well, it's not really his fault. And maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, but the reality is that she did always have my back, and right the way up until the weeks before she passed away. And when my mum actually passed, there was an amazing thing happened. She was dying. I mean, she had heart failure. There was absolutely no chance of survival. There was nothing that anybody could do. There's nothing that the medics could do. And the day that she died, she'd been taken off all the meds that were supporting the heart because her organs were failing, and she was very, very close to death. In fact, that close to death that she couldn't move. She was pretty much laid out in the bed. And my family, who are not a religious family, asked me to pray for her. So I laid hands on my mum and started praying for her. Started talking about the resurrection, started talking about being raised on the last day. And you got to understand, this is a woman that is literally moments away from death. She sat up in the bed, bolt upright, opened her eyes, stared through me, stared through everybody else that was in the room, and just had this look of complete serenity and peace on her face. Now, my mother was a Christian, and when that happened, everybody, and I mean everybody that was in the room, was absolutely amazed by it. Never seen anything like it. And to me, it was a sign to me and the family that she was ready to go, that she was in touch with God, that she was looking at something way bigger than us and way bigger than herself. So I suppose it's just really for anybody that's dealing with grief or that's dealing with loss. Death is not the end. For a Christian believer, if you're a Christian, death is not the end. You've got the hope of a glorious resurrection. You've got the hope of being with Christ for eternity. And I've every confidence, in fact I am absolutely certain, that my mother is in heaven, and she's not suffering anymore. She's no more pain. She's not going through all the agonies that she went through in her last days. She's at peace, and she's with Jesus forever. And that's a great comfort. And I know that. That's not something I'm saying I think. That's something I absolutely know. And that's why when my mum passed away, obviously she was 87, so she had a great life. She had a really good life. But when she passed away, I'm not sad. And I'm not sad because I know for absolutely certain that she is, as they say, in a better place. So that's my little, I suppose, requiem to my mum. Great woman. A faithful, honest, hard-working, salt of the earth, kind, loving mum who's now in heaven with Jesus. Absolutely amazing. See you all soon.